Hey everyone, real quick, before we get started, I want to kind of preface this video with a small statement to give you some context here. The video that I'm about to show is a collaboration with Joe Sent Me, who is another reviewer. Now this is nothing new. I've done a lot of different collaboration reviews with many different reviewers, but Joe was the last one that I've done, and we shot these a while back, several months ago. Since I made this collaboration with Joe, I decided not to do collaborations for reviews anymore, so it's taken me a long time to publish these videos, so I really have to apologize to Joe for that. Sorry about that, man. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get straight to it. Here's the review. Hey Fragrance family, I'm Daver.
And I'm Joe.
And we're the Fragrance Bros. Coming at you again with another fragrance review with guest host Joe from Joe Sent Me. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, glad to have you on. You're one of the newer reviewers out there, and I'm glad you got sent.
You have sent me. I usually send other people.
Really glad to have you on the channel. And today we are reviewing Kryptomint by Thierry Mugler. Alright, so let's get straight to it. Date introduced is 2012. It's classified as an Oriental Fougere. Notes are peppermint, geranium, patchouli, tonka, vanilla, coffee, and chocolate. Alright, now Joe, what do you get out of longevity out of this?
You know, this is definitely not a performance beast, and I am the type of person that likes to overspray a little bit. Okay. Especially when I hear that something is not as good in the longevity department. So I definitely oversprayed, and I would say I got a good 2 hours possibly of sillage or something that lasted on me that people could smell around me. But after that, it sort of became a skin scent not long after that.
Yeah, I agree. On me, it was pretty poor for longevity. I don't know exactly when it shut down, but it seemed like it lasted on me between 4 and 6 hours, which is pretty poor on my skin. I know this is a fresh scent, so maybe you can't knock it for that, but when compared to others in the line, it didn't have as good of performance as the others. So that kind of did surprise me. What about projection? It
stayed pretty close to me. I don't think it really blasted out there for others to smell me. I actually had to have people come to me to smell me because I wanted to get their opinions. So it really didn't project well at all either, although it being that it is a freshie, those typically are supposed to project, aren't they? You know, and it didn't. Yeah,
I agree with that too. On me it did project for about 30 minutes or so. But then after that it was really kind of close to the skin. I could say maybe in the average range, but I will say it did seem that it was kind of just kind of a close bubble on me. All right, season, this is kind of a funny one because I think they are intending this to be kind of a warmer weather scent, and I do think it works for that, but I think personally it works best for spring, and I think this can work day or night. I don't think it can really work for the summer at all. It doesn't really fit in the winter and not even the fall, so I think really only spring. And for purpose, I think this is great for casual especially, but this also can be a good work scent. So Joe, what does this remind you of?
It actually, what it reminded me of is in my childhood when I used to chew sweet Trident mint gum. It actually smelled just like it tasted. I didn't get much of the geranium, although it was there, and it's definitely a green note. And I did get a lot of the mint, and I got that vanilla and tonka bean definitely in the dry down. And so the sweet combined with that minty effervescence definitely left you with a sweet mint vibe, which reminded me of Trident sweet mint gum. Yeah,
it definitely is a minty scent. You know, from the name alone, the name is Kryptomint.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Superman or DC Comics at all, you obviously know this is supposed to be kind of a riff on kryptonite. The Amen line is themed after superheroes. Some people don't know that. So that's where they get Amen, Angel Men. And then B-Men especially was supposed to be kind of superhero themed. They don't really do a good job of kind of reinforcing that theme, so sometimes it pops up and sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes they go into kind of a really refined type of theme, like with pure tonka, pure malt, etc. And then sometimes B-Men and now Kryptomint. So it's kind of a weird bag. in
it is.
the pure line.
So if those other scents, all those darker, more resonance and like more boozy scents, if this is the polar opposite of that, do you think that may be the reason why they chose Kryptonite in a way, because it's supposed to be sort of the antithesis of this other line?
You know, I never thought about that, but that's a good point. That's a great point, because this is definitely not like the other pure line.
Exactly.
A lot of the Amen flankers in the pure line are really good, but the best ones are really good for fall and winter, for warmer, for cooler weather, because the essence of what makes the pure line is usually tonka, patchouli, and coffee, and you have those in pretty much all of those scents to some degree, and they work really well. But if you want to make a fresh scent out of coffee and patchouli, it doesn't really work. And they've tried before. They tried with Iceman, they tried with Sun Essence, they tried with Ultra Zest, and I think this one is probably their best fresh fragrance in the pure line. Yeah. But I still don't think it's a home run yet. I really think, I've said this a million times, I hope they're listening, I hope they're watching, what they need to do, they need to make Mugler Cologne into its own line and have flankers of that, because that's a fantastic fresh scent. They can make fresh flankers off of that line all year, every year, and it would be knockouts. It would be perfect. So, but as for the way it smells, I definitely get the mint, like you said. It does have like that kind of chewing gum type of flavor there, but it's not obnoxious. And it reminds me somewhat of kind of like the dinner mints. It's a very mild, sweet, minty scent, not like toothpaste. A very almost gourmand-like mint scent, and it's fantastic for what it is. And the mint stays on for a good while. Patchouli itself has kind of a minty overtone, so they really did a good job of kind of reinforcing that patchouli type of mintiness into the base. And once it dries down, the bright minty top kind of fades, but it still kind of retains some of that minty characteristic from the patchouli, so it kind of segues into the base really nicely, and it's sweet, and it has a little bit of a vanilla kind of sheer warm scent there in the base. It's pretty good overall.
Another thing that patchouli is known for, depending on how it's used, and you mentioned on the front end that it can be kind of minty and effervescent, but I also noticed that patchouli in some fragrances can be creamy and almost cocoa-like. So that may be where you get a little bit of that chocolate vibe in it, and I didn't get too much of the chocolate vibe. I got more of the sweet vanillic tonka bean-ish vibe from the back end. The chocolate, if it was there, is very subtle, and the coffee, if it was there, it was extremely subtle. But but that is interesting too, because patchouli can also be sweet.
When I first tried this, you know, I was really excited for this when it first came out. And I actually got a bottle of this for review from Thierry Mugler, and I gave it away, so I don't have it on me now. And it took me a long time. I've been meaning to review this for like a year, and I'm just now getting to this. But had a bottle of this, really excited to smell it, and then it immediately reminded me of Ultra Zest. Ultra Zest was okay, but it does bear a resemblance to Ultra Zest. And you can see if you go on Fragrantica, it'll have, if you scroll down, you'll see what does this remind you of, and they'll have fragrances that people think it kind of reminds them of. Overwhelmingly, people think it reminds them of Ultra Zest. It does share a lot of similarities to Ultra Zest, but less orangey kind of candy quality in that. And I think this is better than Ultra Zest. I think it's a lot better than Ultra Zest overall. Still not maybe a home run, but pretty good. I do like it.
You know, it's funny, I've been avoiding this one for a while because it just never really caught my attention. Kind of like Ultra Zest didn't. Those two just never really caught my eye. To be honest, I just never really had any desire to want to try this. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this, because I actually wanted to dislike this fragrance and I couldn't. I actually liked it more than I thought I would. It's just that the performance wasn't at its best. It's not for me. I may end up getting it when it goes down in price a little bit. I may end up getting it because I'm collecting all the Muglers anyway. So I may end up getting it, but it is way better than I expected.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for a fresh scent This is okay. It's not perfect. This smells very good. It's just, it doesn't hit all the marks that it should, I think. It just is lacking a little bit in some of the departments. It's not as strong as it should be. Though it smells really nice, it's a little bit kind of one note, you know?
Yeah.
And I think if you're really wanting a minty scent, probably the perfect mint scent is St. Julep by Imaginary Authors. That is a phenomenal mint scent. Definitely look for that if you're looking for the perfect mint scent. But overall, I think this is a pretty good scent. Can't really find many faults with it. Just not great as I was expecting kind of a Mugler fragrance to be. Now, bang for buck, this is still in the new kind of category for this scent, so you can't really find many deals. So this is $80 for 100 ml, which I still think is a good value for what you're getting here, especially if you like it. The performance doesn't blow you away, but overall the price is still a pretty decent price here. What about compliments, Joe? Do you get many compliments with this?
I didn't get any compliments. I think I actually did go to a couple people just to get their opinions. I purposely chose to walk up to people and ask for opinions just because I was wearing it for the first time and I wanted to get some other opinions. My wife smelled it on me after I've had it on for 8 hours and she said it was still fresh.
Okay.
But I don't smell it on me, so it's possible that I have fatigue already.
Yeah, I didn't really get many compliments from it either. My wife, she was a little bit on the fence about this one. It was pretty strong to her for the first hour that I wore it, so that's an immediate turn off for her. I don't necessarily think this is a compliment magnet, but it is a nice scent. It's fresh, it's very pleasant. I just don't think many people are going to smell it on you because it's kind of closer to you. But if they smell it, I think that they will like it. It's just might not be one of those wow scents for many people. All right, so Joe, final rating, what do you give this?
I give this a 3.5, and the reason why is because I wanted to give it a 1 originally, but I was actually I was pleasantly surprised by a few aspects of this. The smell, the combination of smells, but where it lost some of its points is in its longevity. And the fact that to me, it doesn't feel like it's a completely original scent. I feel like there's a lot better out there. I
debated whether to give this a 3 or a 4. I'm gonna go with a 4 in this case. It does have some flaws, but overall I think it's still a very good scent. It smells very pleasant, and I was really glad when I wore it, you know. I gave my bottle away, but I wouldn't mind having this in my collection one day again. So, but yeah, 4 out of 5 for me. All right, so that's all we have. Let us know what you think of Kryptomint down in the comments down below. Do you like it, love it, hate it? Let us know. And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. We'll love you for it. And I'll have a link down below to Joe's channel. Joe sent me, and you can go subscribe and watch his videos there as well. Thank you again, Joe, for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate this, and it's an honor to be a part of this.
Yeah, glad to have you on. And we're going to have you on again for another episode, so people out there, stay tuned for him as well. We'll see you next time. We're the Fragrance Bros. Bye. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to check out my other channel, Beast Made Reviews, where me and a friend review high quality products for men. You might like it. Go check it out.